All right, time now for the number 2 game on our list of the top 10 games heard over the last 26 years on WTIC News Talk 1080. Coming off the 1994 season when the UConn women lost in the Elite Eight to eventual national champion North Carolina, 95 looked like it could be the year the Huskies broke through. Led by Gino Auriemma, his 10th year on the job, the Huskies were led by 6'4" senior Rebecca Lobo and junior point guard Jen Rosati out of New Fairfield. On Martin Luther King Day in stores, the Huskies scored a signature win at sold-out Campbell Pavilion, beating then number 1 Tennessee 77-66. UConn finished the regular season undefeated, swept through the Big East tournament, and then won 4 games at home in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, beating Virginia and Gino's mentor Debbie Ryan 67-63 to get to the Final Four for the second time. In Minneapolis, behind the sensational effort of 6'7" sophomore and future broadcaster Kara Walters, who had 31, UConn routed Stanford 87-60, setting the stage for the national championship game against Tennessee. Both Lobo and Rosati got in early foul trouble, but the Huskies, led by Jamel Elliott and Nikisha Sales, hung in. Lobo and Rosati led UConn back from 9 down in the second half, tying the game with 2 minutes to go. Then Rosati made a move that UConn fans will never forget.
Johnson's in the corner, up, no good. The rebound comes out long to Rosati. Rosati driving against Marciniak, opens up in the lane alone and hits. UConn up 2, 63-61, 150 to play.
That killer crossover, as described by Scott Gray, put UConn up for good. Moments later, the dream of a national championship was realized.
Tennessee on the inbounds. They got to get down fast. Davis brings it up against Sales across the line. Davis dishes out into the corner. Johnson off the rim, no good on a 3-point attempt into the corner. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. The University of Connecticut Huskies are only the second undefeated team in women's basketball history. They are the national champions. UConn 70, Tennessee 64.
UConn 35-0 as Gino and his spectacular team finished off the perfect season in perfect fashion.
Unlike anything that we had ever experienced, so it wasn't like, well, yeah, we know what to expect. We've been here before, and you're coming in undefeated, and again, you're playing Tennessee, and you get to foul trouble in the first half. It became, in the second half, just a will. Rebecca Lobo and Jen Rosati, Jamel, Nikisha. It was just their will to win, and nothing beats the first one.
And Bob, it's funny. That team was so perfectly constructed. You had the great versatile player in Lobo. You had the classic pivot in Kara. You had the ultimate point guard in Rosati. Mm-hmm. You had the warrior in Jamel Elliott. Mm-hmm. You had the 2-guard who was just the solid role player in Pam Weber. And then you had Nikisha Sales and Carla Berube coming off the bench.
Right.
It didn't have to go deep. 7 players. This year's team only had 6. But when there's 7 who fit together that well, that was the perfect team.
Right. And those juniors, Rosati and Elliott, you mentioned Jamel as the ultimate warrior. You didn't want Jen Rosati getting up in your face, getting up in your grill. She was feisty. She was a 2-time state champion at New Fairfield, and she really grew into that point guard position at UConn. And she was the first of many. Debbie, my broadcast partner, of course, was the point guard on the 91 team, but that 95 team, feisty Jen Rosati led the way, and they had the National Player of the Year in Rebecca Lobo, and they put that's where it all started. The incredible run. 25 years later, we're still talking about incredible national championships.